The faction will be to just sit. They've got the lead on us, after all. They can just wait for the time to run out. We're the ones who have to be proactive, I agree. Honestly, it'd be really dumb for any of them to try and stop us outside of
it. Yes, that would just be directing us straight to them.
Yeah.
The best course of action, if I were a card holder at this moment, would be to ascertain whether those people who want to take the cards know that I am, and then if that is a positive that they do know, keep myself safe from their intervention.
Yeah, but...
well, we can't assume everyone's going to be as logical about it as this.
Yeah, I think there's several holes in that, but... Let's get on topic. I think one of our top priorities is to figure out exactly how we can holders. I think that's going to be one of our long-term goals. Is we have to figure out a positive way of identifying card holders. We can't just continue doing it on luck and hope. We need a system.
Well, I don't know if we can make a system. He'll just kind of pause and then go, I know that on only a few occasions I believe I've been able to see the card around the person. Or in them or something. But that's fairly sketchy for me. What about the rest of you?
I've never tried, so I can't really say yes or no. Maybe with some of my training I can figure out some way of actually spotting it like I can spot ley lines. They might be the same. I mean, they're not the same things, but the skills for one might be able to apply to the
other. Can Raph roll his intuition?
Yep, I'll add my magic to that.
Alright.
Can I add anything to that?
So, Q will step out and he'll be... I believe we had a prophecy, a revelation within the realm of sleep. A clue that was given to us, perhaps, from the stirrings that we created.
You mean last night's stream?
Yes.
Alright. Fill me in.
Phil, you win.
You had it!
Everybody's
kidding me?
Raph would have said that out loud because Q stepped out.
Yes.
So.
Q basically said, yeah, we have the answer, and yeah, fill me in, I'm dumb today. So yes, I'm aware to have the conversation.
Kira leans back in her chair, staring at the ceiling. Tiger goes, dreams can be very confusing. I think it's fair that he'd like a second opinion.
Q?
And Q will be like, I am but a hound. You are the one who holds my reins.
Even he thinks it's stupid.
Alright. Last night, I had a weird dream before the Sandman came for his daily due, where I was I was a general, but I was neglecting my troops. I wasn't really doing anything with it, and it was all going to pot. So... And then, considering the conversation I just had with Himiko about that psychologist guy that made all the personas and ate them, about how basically building armies out of those people is helpful.
What?
Psychology. I had my psychology today. There was a guy that basically apparently trained people to create their personas pre-made for him, and then he would go steal them. Look around, everybody. That wasn't in anybody else's psychology? Okay. Anyway, moving on.
So, you said a general who was not interested in leading.
Yeah.
So, a lazy leader?
Kira rubs her temple, trying to figure out what this could possibly mean.
I'm thinking what it means is basically, I have the tools, I just am not using. I look at Ku, correct? Are we on the same interpretation page here?
That was your position within the dream, yes.
Yes. Ku, I know you're me, but please stop being me to me. I can be me to other people, but don't be me to me, please.
That
Be
is my
smarter.
role.
Oh, God. If you have a brick wall I can bang my head against, I usually get more intelligence out of that talking.
Alright, as lovely as this supposed helpful prophecy was, I don't really get the point of what you're trying to say here. Anyway, if we're thinking about what we're going to do in the domain more, we'll just have to buy more Jeffrey supplies, right? Uncle Harlow can I just perk up and go,
Another?
right.
Go.
I'm sorry I wasn't able to last that long into it, everyone, but we'll definitely need something more specific for each domain case by the looks of things. I can't handle everyone's pain with just myself, or we won't be able to make a lot of progress.
Mo
No,
will do stab motions
Sorry.
into the table.
I don't understand why, but
Yeah.
she'll just kind of gently tell me to slow
We definitely
down.
need to spread the wealth around a little bit, I agree.
Right.
That was one of our big problems there.
Yes.
We need-
The main
we need to
point I
get some of
wanted to
those friendship
discuss.
bottles.
Yes, the main point I wanted to discuss is the fact that we need a better defensive strategy.
Alright, I can try and look into some spells I can...
Thank you, that's not exactly what I meant. I don't think that we need to get anything else to improve our ability to defend ourselves, though that will help. We need to be more efficient. After all, if we end up irreparably damaged in this, then it's over. However, if we merely fail to make progress, we can attempt another day. Defense is all important in this kind of thing. And he'll kind of go, and the best way to secure our defense against enemies we know little, if nothing about, is to, he'll just kind of go, and look around the room, sort of like he paused for a second to see if anyone else had the answer.
Is to beat them up before they really do anything.
Yes, in a sense. You need to incapacitate the other people who would pose a danger to you. Now, with that in mind, we need to talk about what abilities we all possess that are best at incapacitating.
On that line, and I was going to get to it, I need either if I can borrow Maca from people or if you can help me do some jobs. I counted up everything I have. I'm at 199. Once I get to 250, I can go get my the ice knuckles that I got from Jack long time ago. I can get that turned into an anti-persona weapon, and that's
Is that even
and
going
it's
to
gonna
help
spook
in the
me.
domain? We're not fighting any personas.
But the way I understand it, I mean, how much is it? Would it work against her persona? I mean, her persona shadows. I mean, I know they're not shadows, so I'm not using it. Just using it as a commentary of what they were. They're her
Images,
Personal
whatever.
demons. I think that's going to be a little different than the way personas or demons work.
Do we even know if the persona would be in the domain?
Well, considering
No,
the
we don't.
images, I don't think we're going to fight the actual persona, but
Maybe hold off on it for now.
Okay.
Speaking of incapacitation, Shax is preeminently excellent at incapacitating large numbers.
Right, you can do
I'm
the
sure.
same thing, right?
Yes, I can do the sleep thing. Also, going beyond that, my own abilities allow me to, if I have prepared sufficient things, ropes, chains, and the like within my book, I can attempt to hinder the opposition.
And also, Rio can actually apply what they actually do to his assets. So they'll, like, if he makes a fire hydrant, will now actually put out a fire.
Yeah.
I mean, I learned how to lasso things, but it's only really for animals.
Right. Well, with that in mind, if anyone else can speak up if they have any ideas of abilities you might possess that can help mitigate that. As we're all aware, the correct magical element being applied to someone is enough to knock them out for about a few seconds. That's helpful to know, but, well, last time we didn't know what that was until a few vital moments of combat had already passed.
Well, in this situation, do we believe that most of the enemies are going to be melee-based or ranged-based?
He'll be like, those monsters were not sporting any ranged weapons. They were mostly creatures. Katsume herself was using both her magic and her sword. The clones were. It's impossible to say exactly, but I believe that besides the attack those monsters were doing that day, I would presume most of what they do would be close up. But once again, we shouldn't limit ourselves like that.
Well, if that's the case, then I do have my personal ability or the ability Shin gave me. I don't, or that can kind of put us in a barrier.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised you didn't use that.
How exactly does it work?
It basically creates, think something like bloodlust. When someone gets into a certain range, they're attacked with the motion of fear. Unless Akira decides to play around with it and turns it into charm.
Maybe getting them to work on our side might not be a bad idea, but...
Not that way. It means more they're attracted towards the center. I suppose if you wanted to create maybe a distraction and have them move towards a specific place, that might work.
I can just, hold on. And I'll spend free PP to switch the link. Okay, Jess?
Is it 3 or 5?
It's free. So she'll just link up with Ryu instead. I can handle that half of it if we plan on doing it. I can affect yours later if you prefer the timing, but I can also do the small version of yours now.
Right.
So we can figure out which one works better first.
Yeah. I mean...
Right. The main point is that allowing a large group to go and act on its own is unfavorable, even if we bring our own numbers. It's best to incapacitate them as soon as possible.
Yeah, we can't have Koharu getting too tired out. She's our lifeline.
Unfortunately, my tricks are just hitting hard and learning how to hit, basically modifying it so that I can hit hard. I really don't stretch past that. I got the impression that I might be able to eventually learn how to manipulate the areas themselves, change the physics of it, but I'm not there yet.
For our purposes, eliminating a target is the same as incapacitating them. We'll kind of go.
Right. I don't really have any tricks that I've kept up. I'm mostly very good at just getting rid of the bad stuff. I'm there to patch you guys up. Mo and I can sometimes affect someone, but it takes a lot out of us, and I'd rather keep it to help you guys.
Yeah, I think you are doing the best as what you were already doing there.
Sorry that I can't really do more.
Oh, you're kind of the only healer at the moment, so
Healer?
Yeah.
doing more would probably be a little ridiculous.
Oh.
Mo eats your emotions.
Yeah, which helped a lot. That was when every so often I could feel it that after the hit us, did something and it wasn't as bad on our heads.
I'm glad.
Right. Well then, next time we go in, we should consider having a strategy more heavily reliant on these aggressive defensive measures. He'll just kind of say, nodding towards Ryu, but also including himself with Sleeping Spell.
I'll say I do not possess any. I don't think I possess any measure to analyze and identify the weak points of our enemies, so I cannot help on that front.
Right. It stands to reason that the monsters inside will have some connection to Katsume and her own spiritual essence, I guess. Last time I believe we found that out quite conclusively, right?
I think so, yeah.
Right then. He'll kind of go.
I
In
mean-
that case,
Go.
go on. No, you go
I
on.
was just gonna say, I mean, apart from hitting things, I can try and get tricky with some of my manipulations. Create like things to basically slow down a certain enemy. Create complications for them, basically make it harder for them to attack us, or make it easier for us to defend. But that's about all I can do.
Mm.
And as you said,
Right.
sometimes hitting offensively is the better defense.
Yes. Well, with that, I would like to move on to discussing our offensive strategy. You'll just kind of say. If I am going to be taking the role of... I'll just say control tower for now. The point of making sure that the enemies are mainly incapacitated and... Then that means that I would like us all to have as much information as possible. Raph, doesn't your ability allow you to assist with that?
How do you mean?
He's talking about Counter-Strike.
Oh, right. Yeah, I can basically, as long as they set themselves up for an opening, I can. If that's what you're talking about. It's just.
Right.
It seems that it might. I've always been hesitant to use it because it might not be. It has some flaws with it that I've noticed. So it seems more of something you use as an opportunity as opposed to as a main. But if you want, I can step it up.
Well, sorry. Given that your focus is either wide or thin, I would rather that you... If the enemy ever presents an opportunity that you can see, capitalize on it.
Okay.
You know, this may sound silly, but you might also try using that demon dex you bought.
Yeah. Next time we go in, though it seems to basically be only demons and... Alright. I'll go in, I'll purchase up a bunch of supplies for it and bring it in.
Good thinking.
Right, then. Another part of our offense is having the appropriate logistics. Which means that we should, instead of generalizing all of us, come together to an agreement of who is bringing what, as far as Jeffrey items go.
Alright. I need to carry around a lot of those bentos for my own abilities currently. I'd prefer if I could focus on holding some of those.
As long as we're able to specialize, then we can have more economy of their use. After all, none of us intend for any one of us to go down in operations, right?
No.
Yeah, of course not.
Which means that if that happens anyways, we've already reached a critical state of failure. Which means that, yes, we should all decide to specialize, at least in the use of Jeffrey's items that have a wider effect. In case there's damage coming through besides the emotional effects those monsters were doing, I have a stockpile of ecstatic juices that someone could bring with them. I wouldn't be opposed to it myself, considering I'll have ample time to see to their use if I'm simply employing Shax's sleeping spell.
What's the happy juice are the ones just...
Super juice.
No, super juices. I carry some super juices just for myself. So I mean, I could swap them out with yours. That way, it covers more of the group. Right now, actually, you probably don't have you might not even be able to use it. The ring that I wear, it allows it so that basically the first person that tries to attack me gets auto silenced before they even get to get that hit off. Now, because you keep jumping in front of the waves, it never actually is active.
Is Akira in control of herself?
What do you mean?
Like, if we just wanted to come out, would she stop him?
Can she tell what he's saying?
I mean, you don't know what he's going to say until he says it.
She'll stop him and go, "What? Why are you trying to come out?"
You're contributing to the talk.
I want to do an understanding.
You don't trust yourself, do you?
He was being a real monkey about what I was doing earlier. What's my world modifier? +1.
Yeah. I mean, he wants to contribute to the talk. You don't think he's going to, like, hit people or anything?
I mean, she's... She'll ask him, what, you're talking about some item? What, you want to talk about what we're carrying in our backpack? I don't think I have room for bananas.
And he'll just kind of go like,
I mean, she'll let him go out.
Alright. And he'll just kind of slam his fist on the table and he'll be
I
like...
said, don't be disruptive!
And he'll be like, listen to you guys talking about drinking juice and eating food. Well, what are you? The real heroes use their own powers. They don't rely on some commercialism.
Okay.
Okay. I just look at Akira.
She'll just try to put Wu back inside. Do I need to do a roll for this?
Yes.
What do I need to roll, Jess?
I guess it would
I
be...
do courage to be my force of personality.
I mean, what... I mean, yeah, I guess. Go ahead.
Can I add my meditation for control over myself, or no?
No, meditation is the state of doing it. It's not like a status effect.
Okay. Can I add half my meditation?
Yeah.
Nice. It's just what I got it for before, was to help rein in Asterion, so I figured it seems relevant.
Okay.
Sorry, gay boy, that's why I just wanted to fight for it. That's a D12.
Alright, you're able to pull him back in.
Alright. Kira just shrugs. And in her head, she'll talk to him and be like, look, man, I get it, but they're not really going to listen to that.
More like disabled heroes.
Yeah. Whatever.
Right. Well, as I was saying, more economy of use. I'd rather have those large juices or the... Oh my god, sorry. 1 second. I won't leave the room. Just see what visit.
He's going for another 20 minutes, dude. You know it.
Hopefully not.
Budget heroes.
Budget hero.
That party makeup.
I agree with you, Wukong, but your ability makes me eat bentos, so I don't know if you agree with yourself.
Yeah, Akira needs so many items.
Except in cost PP, I'd agree with him.
Well, it does.
Yep.
Anyways, he'll be like, anyways, economy of use. During a break, it's all well and good for us to have our own things to sort out for the most benefit, but, well, I'd honestly prefer if instead of us bringing things personally that we can use, more of those more objects such as the ecstatic juice or the PP up banquets are being brought, since we're all working together.
I do carry 2 of those as standard.
We should also invest in some of the mental care items Jeffrey has. Those love in a bottle things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seemed to be the major focus of what the enemy was using, at least in this one.
I guess that's all. The other thing is we need to remember that this is going to be a modified system where every time we're going to have to go in once to get a lay of the land and then spec up for it.
Ideally, yes, but we might not have that opportunity. After all, we didn't simply go in that time and then pull out as soon as we found out what was going on. We progressed a bit further. And we need to make ample time. I'm sure you're all aware that it was just as tiring afterwards, even though no time appeared to have passed, as though we had done it all.
Yeah.
which means
I was-
that there won't be multiple dives within the same day.
Yeah.
Not to mention, Shin looked pretty bad, and if we're dealing with one of those that can detect we're dealing with this,
Second time starts up again, they might come after us.
Hmm.
or Shin.
Well, that does raise a rather interesting question. We'll kind of go. This goes back a bit to the point about Matoki. But as far as we're concerned, we transferred to whatever realm that Shin has in order to get to the card realm. And when we were done with that, we came back and, well, the doctor was in the middle of the same puff of his cigarette that he had started right before. To Matoki and Shizuka, at least somewhere around 30 seconds had to pass for her to get to his classroom and for him to notice all of that. To us, time may have looked like it didn't happen outside, but those people were able to move around.
But
Maybe they were inside a time bubble?
wouldn't someone have noticed she's
Not really.
teleporting?
Around here, with what we have walking around?
Well, it'd still be a student disappearing from their classroom.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe she didn't actually move. Maybe some odd effect happened and that was some mental plane. But the point remains is that those people who were able to perceive it perceived it as, well, perhaps they perceived the same amount of time we did.
Well, I suppose in that
So-
case, might want to talk to Giryu about what he perceived of it.
Maybe.
Do you
It'll
think you
just
could
be-
do that, right, Go? Chan?
I can ask, yes.
Or smiles.
Good. Well, with that then, there's one last point that I wanted to discuss. For this venture into Katsumi's card, I paid up front for Shin. I have those imagery, which makes me the leader of this operation. But I'm not suggesting that because of that, the next suggestion I'm going to make isn't because of that. We need to have an order we can all agree on, at what point we need to pull out. Last time, I was making the call as to when we should stop. I would prefer it if you give me that opportunity, if you give me that grace further in the future. I'll be basing my decision on when we should stop, primarily on how far Koharu thinks her abilities will last.
Kohara nods.
And
I'm
what
fine
stage
with that.
Kikira's in.
What do you mean?
We don't want you dead on the floor.
Alright. And that didn't happen.
Exactly.
Hikaru, we're in her head. That's because we're being real heroes.
And she'll go, what's the point of pointing it out then, Raph? You saying I didn't pull my weight or something?
Actually, I was saying
No,
the
I think
other way. Go.
Yeah, I think he's pointing out the fact that you were jumping in front of the bullet maybe a little too much. I mean, if there at the end we didn't all jump in front of you, you might
What?
not have come back.
No, I would have been fine. I know my own limits. The fact of the matter is the fact that you guys did that probably tired Koharu out more.
Ahem!
Alright. Can I
This is
ask...
pointless if... And
Oh,
Rio
no.
will kind of speak up and go, this topic of conversation is pointless if we can all agree that I have control over when we pull out.
Well, yeah, sure, you having control when we pull out's well and good, but if people are going to get themselves hurt for a pointless reason, we're just going to be leaving more time left. You guys shouldn't have done that. We could have gone farther yesterday.
No, we couldn't have.
Why not?
Because I was going to suggest we end after that anyways.
And
Ah,
Rio will hear in his head, perhaps her personality at the moment will be a worthy sacrifice.
Shaq says that.
Yeah, in his head.
Okay.
I agree with Okada-kun. I was getting a bit tired, and I wouldn't want to have pooped out in the middle of something. It would have been a good time to leave anyway.
Yes, we wouldn't have been able to handle another battle of the same scale. We would have run out of steam in the middle of it with the tactics we were using.
And Kira looks down, like, forward at the desk and lets out, like, the sort of, like, breath and kind of shrugs and goes, yeah, alright, fair enough. Kara was pretty tired after all that.
Right.
And Q will interject and he'll be like, I still believe that the prophecies that we had last night mean something.
Okay,
Yeah, but...
walk me through this.
Both aren't figuring out what they mean, probably.
Yeah, I get that basically, before it was interrupted, that dream might have some weight to it.
Well, I think it probably
But-
still does, Kara says.
Right.
I think
Okay,
it
then
means
help me
that-
walk me through this.
Well, I don't know everything you can do, Raph, but dreams are a lot of the times things we already understand in the back of our head somewhere. So it probably meant that there was something you felt like you were neglecting. Assuming that you're seeing yourself in that position of being able to control things, with, like, your power, maybe.
I know
So
that...
it means that there's something that should be in the front of your mind that you've forgotten.
And the Q will be
Alright.
like, if anybody else had prophetic dreams, share them. Perhaps you will come to a greater meaning.
No prophetic
around.
dreams.
I inwardly ask Phoenix, do you believe what we seen as a meaning of prophecy?
And Phoenix will be like, yes, it is a message from the Arcana. He'll shout this out.
Oh. Like,
Wait,
out,
did you shout
out,
it out
or in her head?
or yeah?
Like, in her head out.
Okay.
Just-
Did you wince?
Yeah, I wince a little bit. Well, there was you, Raph, weren't the only one that had a dream. In my case, it was a scene from the past, from the clan summit in Kyoto.
And
I was...
right, Phoenix will come out of Rick and will be like, allow me to explain. I am your persona otherwise, and I have the gift of speech that will be perfect for this setting.
I look at Reiko. Like,
I look at him, unless
Wait.
somebody objects, but indoor voice, please.
Right. I cannot help but project my voice loudly.
Kira's just got it fucking clearing out the ear closest to her.
Allow me
Kara winces a bit.
to explain what my mythopoetic and I experienced. We were not in our own bodies, but we inhabited those of another, those in which we share our arcana with.
okay.
We were experiencing a fragment of those people, something that we share in common with one another. Who this person was, however, it is a mystery.
Well, if you had one of their dreams, maybe there might be identifiers of who the person was.
Yes! He'll shout at Raph.
Good lord, woman!
My sense of hearing hurts.
Well, at least then we don't have to worry about my dream.
What was yours?
Shin.
No, it's probably
Just Shin? Hey, if you want to
He's
share.
the other member of the Arcana.
And Kimosak will just kind of grumble, well, there is more than one person, technically.
Well, we already know he has the card.
Yeah.
So wait, does that basically mean my dream was not my other?
Was the whoever of your Arcana has the card?
Oh. Oh, so it's your card bearers then.
Isn't that what Phoenix just screamed? Or
Yeah.
have I finally gone deaf?
No, I'm just thinking about it.
I mean, that is. I look around at the group. I mean, that is now what we're picking up. That last night we all had dreams about our opposite.
I don't think mine has any helpful information in it. And I'm not really sure anything about it, so pass on anything I would have found.
Mo liked the end when they died.
I didn't.
They.
What'd she say? They or play?
They.
They.
Mo didn't mind that they
Maybe
died.
you'll remember some of the names that might get us an association.
The name?
Well, if people are dying and you know that, maybe there were names given.
Alright. I mean, Kaharu would have to, like, meditate on that.
Yeah.
But it's not really, it's not really something that you can remember that, like, off the cuff. Like, oh yeah, names!
Dream shit, literally, your brain makes you forget it. Even if this is special dreams. It's probably weird.
Yeah.
Right, remember Kaharu's, like, effect dies are pretty low. So,
Yeah.
Alright, so okay, cool. So, oh wait, hold on. You said my dream was important to me. Loud Phoenix over there says basically our dreams are actually manifestations of our opposite. These seem to be mutually, exclusive statements.
how are they exclusive? They have the card that our dreams should have been good enough for. They had a proficiency where we had a deficiency. They are related to us entirely. What made them better than us?
So, in those dreams, there are hints how we can be more proficient Arcana users.
Phoenix will be like, no, it is more of a glimpse of what the other person holds within them. Perhaps a symptom of the realm being invoked.
But it sounds like your guys' dreams weren't influenced by you, but my dream was influenced by me.
Q will look confused. I believe we are confusing ourselves.
Darkoon, I don't think there is anything about you in the dream, is the point.
Got it. That's the entire point. But that who came out with saying your dream, you recognize it, you see it. No worries. Continue on.
Yes, so if you'd like to share your arcana with one another, we can perhaps decipher the meaning.
You deciphered to talk quieter.
Pardon?
Phoenix, please.
Cool. This is where
yeah,
we need
I
Sunny
guess-
interjecting.
I don't think it's.
Oh, she is.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't think it. I mean, I don't think it holds anything. But if it means anything, I've gotten the magician card. I don't think we actually